Hey, I didn't see you there. Today we're going to talk about our stat project, and I'm going to talk about our essential question. We decided to ask people how many times we go off campus in a week.
Alright, so our first sampling method was a voluntary response in which we each put up Instagram polls. Anyone could have answered these, anyone could have not. Our second method was actually to go out and do a convenience sample in the courtyard when kids are running or walking to their cars. We only did this to make up for lost data from the voluntary response because we didn't quite get a collective 100 from those.
So the quartiles are the points that divide a set of data into 4 parts. Quartile 1 contains 25% of the data below it. Quartile 2 has 50% of the data below it, and it's also the median, called the median. And then you have quartile 3, which contains 75% of the data below it. And then for our data set, for our quartile 1, we got 1. Quartile 3, which is the median, we got 3. And then quartile 3, we got 4. So then we also have part of the all measures of spread. We have the interquartile range, or the IQR, and it's just the difference between quartile 1 and quartile 3. And so basically we just got that, which is quartile 3 was 4 minus quartile 1, which is 1. Subtract that and you get 3.
The measure of central tendency describes a set of data by identifying the central position in the data set as a single value. The 3 most common measures are called mean, median, and mode. In different situations, some measures become more appropriate to use than others. The mean is the average number of the data set and is useful for a data set that doesn't have any outliers. To find the mean, you take the sum of all the values and divide by the number of values. Our mean is 2.65 because we took the sum of our values and divided that number by our 100 survey answers. The median is the middle value in an ordered data set and is useful for data sets containing outliers. To find the median, order the values from least to greatest and locate the middle value. If the number of values is even, the median is the average of the 2 middle number values. Our median was 3 because we took our 100 values and found the 2 closest numbers to the middle, added them up, and divided by 2 to find the average of the 2 numbers to calculate the median, since 100 is an even number. The mode is the value that occurs most often in a data set and is useful for data sets containing outliers. This type of central tendency is not as popular as mean or median, and if there is no mode in the data set, it's of no use. To find the mode, you order your values from least to greatest and locate the value that occurs the most. Our mode is 5 because we took the most frequent value from our data set.
For our data points, our variance was 2.896 and our standard deviation was 1.702. This was calculated on Google Sheets by using these formulas right here. This is the formula we use to find the variance of the data. And this is used by taking the sum of the squares of each value's deviation from the mean and dividing it by the number of the values and minus 1. This is the formula I use to do the standard deviation of the data set. So this basically takes the square root of the variance and calculates it for all of the numbers from A2 to A101, which is our 100 data points.
Alright, so after we collected our data and put it on our spreadsheet, we made it into this histogram right here. So on the x-axis we got days per week, and on the y-axis we got number of people who go out to lunch. We actually got a pretty good bell curve type thing going on here with the data distributed around the mean or median, which is around 2 to 3 times per week. And our range, of course, was 0 times per week to 5 times per week, just because you can't really go out to lunch more than 5 times in a school week at least. So yeah, that's our histogram.